Hello.
Hello, good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning. How are you? And how I hope the listeners are well who are listening to the radio right now.
They are very well. You are through to Kariba FM on our breakfast show. And to all our listeners, you are listening to the EPP President Chilufya Tayali.
Yes, that is EEP indeed.
EEP indeed, yes.
Mm.
Mr. President, yesterday ECZ suspended the PF and the UPND roadshow campaigns in Lusaka, Mpulungu, Namwala, and Nakonde. What is your take on that decision?
From our point of view, as Economic
Yes.
and Equity Party, and as a candidate that is participating in this election as mayor of
Yes.
Lusaka, we actually welcome the decision by ECZ. To start with, for a long time, people have been complaining that ECZ has no teeth to bite. ECZ is kind of lukewarm in the face of electoral malpractices and the abrogation of the contract that we signed. So for once, we are seeing ECZ coming up and taking this position. We totally agree. The evidence is overwhelming. We have seen, even on social media, the violence that has been going on in these areas. Of course, between the two political parties, there is finger pointing. Each party is saying, no, it's them that start this and so on and so forth. While I agree to some extent that in some of these areas, the PF have been the instigators of this violence. But look, unfortunately, even when you are provoked, when you respond in a violent manner, it is still violence. That is just how unfortunate it is, because you can't say, no, he provoked me, whatever, and so on and so forth. If you also engage in violence, I mean, you have also participated. So much as I do sympathize to some extent that the UPND in this election has been mostly provoked, but I cannot, ignore the fact that they have responded in a very violent manner, burning cars, hitting people. Surely that is also not right. So ECZ is very right to suspend both political parties. But I would want to emphasize that, PF ought to lead by example. Because as we speak, PF is still the ruling party. PF, they are still in charge of this government. So they ought to lead by example. President Edgar Lungu, yes, he has issued a statement, but I think he can do much more than issue statements, because we have seen some factions of the PF wearing those military fatigue and really geared.
I was trying to get to that one. Do you think the statement that Kalimanshi produced the other day of he warned the UPND roadshow if they pass through
Shawama, yeah.
There will be violence. Do you think it also instigated to leading ECZ to suspending the roadshows?
No, I think, unfortunately, I don't think that has been taken care of. I don't think that has been taken care of. I think ECZ is reacting to violence that has already happened. But what Kalimanshi said, that is threatening violence. That is against the Electoral Code of Conduct. You don't declare any space or any compound as a go-no area for your opponents. That is not right. So that unfortunately has not been addressed to, and this is why I'm saying that PF and President Edgar Lungu in particular ought to do much more than just to issue these statements. I think what is going on is not expected of the party that has been ruling. So President Edgar Lungu ought to stop. For example, that statement is supposed to be frowned upon by the Patriotic Front, and particularly the president, especially that, Kalimanshi is saying all these things, and Kalimanshi, speaks, to be the protector of the president, the campaigner of the president. So the president needs to deassociate himself to these kind of groupings, because it doesn't paint a good picture on the president. And I have spoken about this a number of times, and it is actually relating to Kalimanshi that I was even arrested, and I'm even supposed to be in court, because as far as I'm concerned, the conduct of Kalimanshi, really, that is not politics. That is fueling violence, and it shouldn't be.
Okay. Some people are saying it's not because of it's not because of the violence. It's because of the escalating numbers of COVID-19 cases. That's why the road shows have been banned in Lusaka, Mpulungu, and Namwala and the other district.
Well, ECZ's statement is very clear. The banning in these districts is related to violence. Of course, ECZ still expresses concern on the the road shows, because these road shows are really like moving rallies. They attract so many people, especially when you talk about the UPND and the PF. They are attracting too many people, and
thousands of people.
Yes, and that is a super spreader. It is posing a risk to the people that are attending these crowdings. So ECZ has spoken about that as well, and I hope that we who are participating in politics can try to come up with other means of campaigning to protect our electorates, because these are our electorates. We can enjoy them coming up to cheer us in thousands, but then if they get sick and die, then who's going to vote for us? So, from our point of view, particularly myself, I have actually engaged in other means of campaigning. I wake up early in the morning, go around, with a megaphone. I come out, speak on radio like this, and other means available, social media. It's not that I can't pull crowds. Crowds can easily be pulled, even just out of curiosity. When they see a big track, playing loud music, people come out. So some of them are thinking that this is how you gauge your popularity. I think that is a little bit of being naive in politics, to think that because you have gathered so many people when you are playing loud music with a long convoy, that you are popular and you are guaranteed of winning. I think that is a little bit naive, and some of these politicians will be surprised with the results after the elections.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Chilufya Tayali.
I really appreciate, and all the best to the listeners out there, and I urge them to turn out in numbers on the 12th of August to go and vote for their candidates of their choice. It is their right. They must make sure they go out there and vote. But before that, please observe the COVID guidelines. Stay home if it is not necessary for you to move. Only go out when it is necessary. Otherwise, stay home, mask up, sanitize, wash your hands, and maintain social distance. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. We wish you luck in the elections.
Thank you very much. I hope you were voting in Lusaka so that you can give me that vote. Good day.
Sure, definitely, most definitely.
Thank you.
Most definitely, Mr. President. We'll give you our support.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
All right. Then we'll keep in touch.
Thank you.